Hello, I'm Adam Barralet and welcome to this Crystal Connections video where we're exploring the crystal Dioptase. This beautiful stone that grows with, I'll do a little close-up for you, all these little crystals growing on a matrix, or sometimes you get it in one big mass. Now it's a bright green colour and you can get it in raw, you can get it in tumbled stone as well, but I find you kind of lose that magic in it. Now this is a crystal that helps to lift those dark clouds of regret and anxiety and helps you to move forward in life. Helps you to have love and acceptance for everyone and everything in your life and lets you let go of problems that are holding you back. It's also a great crystal to use in meditation, and it helps you and gives you the courage to start moving forward and to making your life more abundant and fulfilling, even if you're just taking small steps, one at a time. Dioptase gives you feelings of security and reassurance when you're feeling alone or abandoned. It's really good if you've just come out of a relationship or you've been heartbroken and you're feeling unwanted. Or if you've also just lost your job and you're feeling a bit neglected or that you're undervalued. A really nice thing to do with your Dioptase is take some time to lay on the ground and place it on your chest. And just, what I do is I make this a ritual, and I do this over 7 days, starting with a Friday, laying on the bare earth, with this on your chest, and what you do is you allow those unwanted energies to soak into the earth and be drawn away where they'll no longer have an impact on you. And then you open up to the abundance that's available to you in life and allow that to come, whether you're staring up at the clouds or staring up at the stars, and just allow that to blanket you and feel that love that the universe has for you. And what it helps to do is it reminds you that you need to expand your perceptions of what love is. Sometimes we're not getting it in the way that we want it. When we look out, when we change our view of love, and Dioptase helps us to do this, we realise that we are loved by the universe and loved in so many ways every single day. Because of its green colour, Dioptase is a really great crystal for healing and health. What it helps the body to do is remember its optimum state of well-being and to shift it back to that. So if you're feeling rotten or even bedridden, put a piece of Dioptase next to your bed to help you bring you back to that state of well-being. It's also really good if you've been away from work for a long period of time, especially due to an illness. It helps you bring you back to that peak performance and reignite that confidence that you have to be able to perform your role. I also really recommend Dioptase for people that have HIV and AIDS. It helps you to keep faith and keep confidence in yourself, and stops you feeling any guilt, sexual guilt especially, or that you're being punished because you've been contracted HIV or AIDS, and it helps you move on and deal with it and embrace your life as it now is. So whenever you're not well, use Dioptase to help you bring your body back in laying on of stones, or also place it in healing grids for either yourself or a loved one, someone else you're working for. One of my favourite attributes about Dioptase is that it is a crystal of acceptance, and it helps you to accept people regardless of their race, their religion, their beliefs, or however they choose to live their lives. It's really great for you to just open up with unconditional love for everyone and to accept them for who they are. And as you do that, you invite them to create a world of harmony where we all live in balance in the rainbow of life. It's really good if you've got rigid beliefs for helping to shift them away, and ask yourself why you have those beliefs and why you hold them, and do that while you're meditating with your Dioptase. It's really good to place in bedrooms of children especially, so that they start to grow up with this open-minded stance from a young age. If you live in a city where there's lots of people with all different kind of beliefs and backgrounds in a condensed area, then this is a great crystal for you as well, to make sure that you don't get irritated by everyone that's around you. How this works is it works really well with the higher heart chakra, sometimes known as the thymus chakra. Now, our heart chakra that we know is to do with our individual loving relationships with other people, whereas this one is to do with our loving relationship with all. And so it resonates with a bluey green colour. And one way to really stimulate, what happens if this is underactive? You tend to have this us and them mentality. If it's overactive, what happens is you tend to be like you give everything to everyone at the risk and the detriment of yourself. So you want to bring that back into balance. Now, you can wear your Dioptase on your chest and wear it nice and high at the top of your sternum here if you can. But another activity you can do is what you do is you just tap a few times. This helps to awaken that chakra, and then you want to anoint it with some goldenrod essential oil, and then leave the dioptase on there. Just make sure the oil doesn't kind of affect the crystal at all. You might want to wipe it off a little bit or wait till it's soaked in. And then visualize that greeny blue, kind of a midway between the heart and the throat, and opening up and accepting everyone in that way. And this is a beautiful way to work with your dioptase and open up your unconditional love for all of humanity. Being a crystal of acceptance, dioptase also helps you to have more acceptance for the here and the now. It actually helps you to accept your present day life. Now, it stops you living in the past or the future, and if you feel that you've got fears or suffering from the past that's dragging you on, even from a past life or something karmic, then work with dioptase and combine it with Covalite. And, work with an affirmation, something along the lines of, I let go of all that binds me to the past and walk forward in full glory and confidence. Or if you're worried about you've got an anxiety or a fear about moving into the future, pair your dioptase with either Shadowkite or Tanzanite quartz. And this can help to change your thought patterns and your approach to the future and really help you to go forward with confidence. One of the great things that I love about dioptase, it really makes you look at this, this kind of first world problems. It puts everything into perspective for you. So if you're getting really annoyed because you can't find your phone charger or something like that, then dioptase brings us back in to think about the whole world and to put things into real perspective. As a green crystal, dioptase is great for abundance, but it brings abundance for all. So if you're feeling stuck or unfulfilled, then you want to start working with this crystal definitely. What it helps to do is it helps you to bring abundance that will not just benefit you, but will benefit everyone. And you want to use it in your meditations and your grids because of how it helps is it makes sure that you receive abundance without someone else around you to someone else's detriment, if that makes sense. The great thing about it is you build your relationship with your dioptase. It'll actually shift your focus from a focus of wanting, material gain to more inner and human and interactional and relationship riches. It's really, really great in that way. Because of it brings abundance and growth, it's also really good for working with animals. It encourages if you're breeding animals at home domestically, or if you've got small animals living around your property, it can help them to breed. And so you just want to place it around there, maybe surround it in some clear quartz points to send that energy out and bring that abundance to them as well. Now, one little word of warning, when you are working with dioptase and animals, it does contain copper. Copper is what gives it the beautiful green colour, and copper is a bit toxic. So you want to put it somewhere where the animals aren't going to have exposure to it and have any problems where they can eat it or lick it or anything like that. So if you're serious about working with dioptase, you're going to want to cleanse it first. And I'll use one of two different elements. So if I'm using it for healing or abundance, then I'll cleanse it with the element of earth. Now a raw crystal like this, you definitely don't want to bury in the ground. So just leaving it on the natural earth, somewhere where the moisture is not going to get to it, or even some Celtic or Himalayan salt is a really nice way to cleanse it. The other way, if I'm using it for healing of the heart or anything to do with acceptance, then I'll cleanse it with the element of water. Again, not a crystal to be putting in water, but what I'd love to do is when I'll go walking in the bush somewhere like this, I'll find a little stream and I'll just kind of hide it near the side of the stream where the water's running past, and I'll go for my bushwalk, and when I come back, I'll collect it that way. So put it near running water is a really good way to cleanse it. If you can't find natural water to cleanse it immediately, then just pop it near some natural water, a little pot of that, and leave it there for about 24 to 48 hours. I love bringing in other energies when I'm working with dioptase, and all my crystals in fact, and the animal guide that I work with when I'm working with dioptase is one of my favourite apes. It's a gibbon. Now gibbons are such beautiful animals, and you'll see they almost fly through the treetops when you watch them. One of the things that they teach us is that in order for us to reach new heights and to achieve new things, we need to let go of those old thoughts, because the gibbon must let go of the old branch before it can grab hold of the new one. They also have these great big arms, and you often see them cuddling each other, and it's about accepting and giving the whole world a big cuddle, and having that approach of accepting everyone, having that open higher heart. Now the plant that I use is called goldenrod. It's a yellow flower that's really good for working on the heart and the higher heart chakra. I mentioned before you can anoint the essential oil on that higher heart or thymus chakra. You can also diffuse it around your space as well. But if you're working on acceptance, the flower essence of goldenrod is really good for helping you tune into your higher self and your ego and let go of those trivial thoughts where there's that separation and that us and them mentality. If you're working on abundance as well, if you can get some goldenrod flowers, placing them in the grid or actually on your altar is really beneficial. When it comes to astrology, Because this is to do with the heart and abundance, of course it's to do with Venus. And Venus rules Friday. So if you're going to do any of your workings with your dioptase, if you can do it on a Friday, it's going to have that extra little boost. Now, this is a bit of a rare crystal, but have you worked with it? One of the popular forms that it's found is in quantum quattro, which is a crystal, 5 crystals growing together, which has got dioptase with malachite, shadowkite, chrysocolla and smoky quartz. You may have some quantum quattro, or if you've worked with this, I'd love to hear about it, and please share with our crystal community by leaving a comment in the section below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and stay tuned because I've got some exciting announcements to come very soon. I've got some new products coming and we're going to be doing webinars. So no matter where you are in the world, and a big shout out to all those people in the US and Austria and Sweden and Japan who have said hello and left different comments. We'll be able to interact one-on-one or as a group in my webinars coming up around December and January this year. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm Barralet. Blessed be.